Are they all gonna barge in? One after the other? What is she looking for? Like, was she searching for her singular brain cell? Like, what is this? I'm telling you, she's best girl. Ooh. Pointing question right now. Now, no one's gonna claim episode 7 of Brilliant Healer is a magnum opus of storytelling, the pinnacle of what anime has to offer. It is, by all accounts, a generic, for the first half, a generic Hot Springs fan servicey episode. But I'd be a liar if I said I didn't have fun. And I think what really sells it is what I always come back to, Xenos, RMC. His cool, calm, and collected, like, yes, he has a bit of that kind of dense airhead to him, but he's just so, like, deadpan serious, and it makes all the BS around him so much more enjoyable than if what he would normally be in these types of shows, which is the very, like, overly embarrassed, oh my god, the girls came in here, tee-hee, I can't look, and he kind of peeks, you know, it's like the, you know, you would have ended up with, like, the Chain Soldier MC, or the Rent-a-Girlfriend MC, like, that's what you see often with these shows, and this guy's just like, I hate you all. Now, maybe should he open up a little to some of them? Yeah, I mean, a man's gotta eat, but, the deadpan seriousness and bluntness of his dialogue, he doesn't sound boring. His VA doesn't sound like, you know, the equivalent of watching paint dry, but he is so, like, monotone half the time that it just leaves me rolling. So, the first half is super chill. And that intro scene when they all just one after another barge in, hey, do you want to go to the hot springs? First one's like, sure. Unfortunately, girl gets cut off, but I mean, she can deal with it. And just how he gets progressively to the point that when the last one comes in, he's like, I already know, yes, we can go, leave me alone. He's like, I kind of respect it because Zenos is the type of character who I feel like a part of me realizes that, like, he knows, like, they probably have feelings, but he's just so, like, I want a simple life, women be damned to leave me alone. And because of how the first bit of this episode went, I thought this was the keep it slow episode. Like, we just finished the arc, it felt like we finished a light novel. You know, it's going to take a little bit before things get too exciting. And they had fun, so I was okay with it just being a, you know, it would have been the filler episode, the calm before the storm, whatever it is. And then they actually do something relatively interesting, which is Zenos is now a licensed healer temporarily. Now, maybe he doesn't actually have a license, but he just got hired by an official hospital to help with this whole scene. And I'm going off ear, I could be mistaken, but that sounds like Roswell's VA from ReZero. And if this is the VA I'm thinking of, usually I don't trust that man's characters. It's very much a suspicious VA, and not to mention, he doesn't keep his eyes open. It's the red flags and alarm bells are sounding off for me, and I'm like, this guy's gonna screw us over. But I won't lie, he definitely has me more hopeful than I did entering his scenes. But time will tell. So basically, he proves, you know, Zenos is capable in a very interesting way. So this is a doctor who cured this red lung disease, which, based on the visuals, it seems like your lungs probably get so blood-filled that you're just coughing up blood. It probably feels like it's on fire. It's a dangerous disease that spreads seemingly via oral, so, like, you know, just coughing and stuff. It's like their COVID, I guess, I don't know. The fact that this is the guy who cured it, so he ends up doing, like, a drug that makes it look like he has it. And the fact that Zenos does, like, his little, like, x-ray hands, he's like, okay, I know exactly what this is, but it makes no sense because this disease was cured. And that's how he was able to verify that he was a legit healer. And probably, as they're saying now, saint level. Like, that's kind of, like, where they're placing Zenos in the grand picture. And saints aren't, you know, I think he said, like, there might be 10 in the entire country that are at that level. But to be honest, I already think Zenos is higher than that. I just don't think they have a label ready for him. Because I don't think you could call him God level. I think that'd be too sacrilegious for this world. But either way, I'm interested because despite it being a generic kind of fan servicey Hot Springs episode, the fact that this man's like, what was that? Oh, dude blew himself up? 10th degree burns? Alright, anyway. I thought he was just going to leave because he thought, you know, that's an easy thing to heal. I don't need to do it. But he's like, you know what? I like the food so much. This is my tip on the way out. I won't send you the invoice for this minor healing spell. The fact that he doesn't have to chant, he doesn't have to do like any summoning circles. It's just pure adios and he's healed. This girl, I'm pretty sure, I could be mistaken, but this Is this the same girl who was recruited, Zenos's old party, who was like, I can't do the healing that this man used to do? I think it is. I could be mistaken, but either way, very much enjoyed that. And yeah, like, I'm excited because the great thing too is despite their overly clingy harem energy, they all have individual personalities that I dig, but I appreciate the fact too that despite them just like fawning over who gets to ride on his lap like Santa Claus, at the end of the day, Carmilla put up the red flag. So basically she like sounded the alarms, oh shit, people are here that shouldn't be. And immediately we had armies on our doorstep saying like, hey, if you try to take him against his will, you're gonna have to deal with the lizard people, the orcs, you know, like they actually brought the reinforcements. So it shows despite the kind of generic-y, they all just are flustered over him, you also do get the backup and loyalty that comes with it. And while I would say this is probably one of the weakest episodes out of the 7, I still very much had fun. It was simple, it was cute, it was funny, it was dumb as hell. Like, I ain't gonna be like, damn, this is the greatest thing I've seen all week, but, you know, I wasn't bored. Like, by the time minute 10 rolled around, I was like, yeah, it doesn't feel like I've been watching this for 10 minutes. The production still is what it is. It's nothing crazy. It's, I mean, the first 5 minutes of this episode, you could probably say there's like 10 frames. Like, it's very, very minimal movement, but the art looks good, so it always keeps it at least engaging to follow. And honestly, the VAs are doing great too. I think they all had fun. It was different. And honestly, despite it being generic, I appreciate that they didn't go completely predictable with them all barging in. Like, the way they come in one after the other, the different ways they covered themselves, like the fact that Wolf Girl, it didn't even look like she was any different than her normal character design. It's just it was a towel instead of her shirts normally, because she barely wears clothes to begin with. Best Girl rises up from the water like she's some water creature. Refuses to cover anything. She's like, I'm in JoJo. Do you enjoy? Her ass was visible a clear amount, and she was proud of that ass. And I gotta admit, it looked like she trained it. Her glute game was on point. And then I love how, despite it still being weird because she's a kid, I do appreciate that they had a funny moment where she's like, I'm so envious of everyone, and then she meets someone who's flat-chested, and she's like, there's hope for me yet. It's dumb. It's simple. No one's gonna call this 10 out of 10 the greatest anime episode of all time, but you know, it was fun. And honestly, I do appreciate that despite how silly and you can maybe argue pointless a lot of it was, I appreciate that it reinforces that he does have connections, he does have support, as seen by the armies kind of being ready to throw hands. And most importantly, we do have the new arc beginning, and it's looking rather engaging. Now, of course, those are my feelings. You can let me know what you thought down below. Favorite moment, if you got any. I think my personal favorite is her just rising out of the water and being like, I am here. It's like, okay, All Might, chill. But I also did really appreciate that red lung twist. Very close second, but the degenerate in me might have to just say the rising in the water was the best, but you let me know yours. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell. We also have the Patreon where you got those full live reactions over there exclusively, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Shazupassin, Jacob, and we also have A. Barrett, so I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.